What are your thoughts on not a doubleheader and not
Yes.
simultaneous? It's this overlapping Monday night thing that they continue to do, even though, by all appearances, in a very unscientific poll that we posted on Twitter last night, 24,000 respondents, 67% don't like it, 33% do like it. Which group are you in?
I'm in the don't like it. The thing about Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night is you get to sit down, stand game, dig in, and watch a good football game. You hope. Last night, I'm watching. I'm like, man, this guy Josh Allen is a bad man, MVP. And then I was like, oh yeah, there's another game on. And oh, shout out to YouTube TV. I had the multi view going on, but you got to go back and forth to see which commentators you're going to listen to. You try to go when there's a commercial. It's small boxes. I hate it. I just think Monday Night Football, like we think of like the last game of the week to watch and sit down and enjoy. I don't want to split my attention between these two games. I hate it.
I agree with you completely. The thing I love most about Monday and Thursday night is the opportunity to focus on one game and only one game with nothing else to do. Because as you are learning 3 weeks into the second year of your post-playing career, it's kind of hard on Sundays to pay attention to one game. Even when all the afternoon games end, we get to halftime and we got to do all this stuff and we can't see most of the third quarter, or what we see of it is just glances and glimpses, and then we got to figure out what the hell's gone on while we've been tied up doing other stuff. Monday night and Thursday night, that's our only chance to focus. And even despite our warped and unique view, I think most people would feel that way because on Sundays, you do have a lot going on with games. You get Sunday night, you get Monday night, you get Thursday night. And I think the reason they do it, and I think there's some ratings angle to it. We'll see how they sell last night's ratings because one game was on ESPN, one was on ABC, but they're all under the same Disney umbrella. The only good thing, a second game is insurance against the first game stinking.
Yeah.
And at least last night, in lieu of watching garbage time, extended garbage time in the game we'll talk about later, we got to focus at that point. Because I doubt many people, I still kept two screens up because you never know what's going to happen in the other one. But I wasn't paying any attention to the other one at that point, other than to every once in a while see if there was any way in hell the Jaguars were going to have a chance to make it even remotely interesting. All focus shifted by really the second half of the Commanders-Bengals game to that one. So that's the only good thing. Because if it's just one game last night and it was Jaguars-Bills, it would have been like, oh, God, is there anything else on TV? I wish another game was on.
It is true because as soon as I was watching the game and I saw Josh Allen go out, I have the multi-view and I'm like, oh, Allen's on the sideline. I'm like, all right, my fantasy night's over. I lost the game last night.
Cares.
He's gone.
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
cares.
get it, but I lost. So now it's time to be like, I can
Still don't
totally
care.
get away from this game. But again, even with that, and you have a bad game, and you go watch the other game, I don't know. I don't feel like I got to fully dive into the beginning of the Commanders and Cincinnati game because with one game on, you kind of got invested into the Buffalo game. And even though it was leaning towards a blowout, you're still watching Josh Allen's greatness, just the way they're driving up and down the field. He's making plays. He's sliding. Everyone wants him to slide. He's doing all those things. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I turned to the Cincinnati game as soon as Jamar Chase catches the bomb. And then, like, now you're splitting this. But I felt like I was still into Buffalo at that time. So I couldn't really appreciate the beginning of that game. Obviously, watching the drives, Washington and Cincinnati going back and forth. But don't give me all that. It's just too much to think about. I'm still, like you said, I'm recovering 2 years out, and Sunday, 10 games, 8 games on at once. And still at the end of the games, it's like, what do you got from today, Devin? What do you want to talk about? I'm like, I want to talk about the problem of watching 10 games at once, but you got to dive in somehow.
Yes. And let me tell you something. 15 years in, it never gets any easier. You just kind of accept it and get used to it and just deal with it because it isn't going to change, but it's just, oh, I saw a play here. Oh, I saw a play here. Oh, shit, I missed a play over there. and you just constantly deal with that. So if you don't like 2 games at once, we have good news. Oh, no, we have bad news. They're doing it again next week. They're doing it again next week. We've got Titans-Dolphins, and then we've got Seahawks-Lions. And watch, Titans-Dolphins will end up being an epic, and Seahawks-Lions will end up being a snoozer. But again, it's insurance against the other game not being very good. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.